Well, hello there, this is Chris again, your video guide, and I'm ready to kind of talk a little bit more about applications now. So previous video was talking about how this function block actually works in conjunction with the data type and how it behaves as a parameter set. And what we had done was we just did a basic, we've already done how to do the formatting here of our parameter set and sending some basic messages, and then formatting the colors how we like. So let's talk about that second sign now. Now, there's a couple of different ways to handle the second sign. The easiest way would probably be to create a new data type, which would be sign2, and use a second block. But because this is a parameter-based data type, let me show you let me just show you real quickly how easy it is to rearrange this or how to reformat it. So let's go into our controller tags under sign01, and let's say we want to send a message to the second sign, which is the one down below there. And we're going to go ahead and utilize what we already have by just only changing the sign address only, okay, in this case. And so we'll go back to our ladder logic in this case. And we don't want to send the second message. We'll just only send the first, the hello world, and we won't do the text formatting or the special effects. So we're going to go back to the basics. The only case here now is that only thing we've done is we went into the parameter set, we changed it to address number 2. So now if we send the message, because they're daisy chained together, we have the hello world that's being displayed on sign number 2. And then now also we'll go ahead and change it back to address number 1, and we'll be able to send to sign number 1 in this case. Okay, so it's as simple as that as far as multiple messages, utilizing the same function block, able to drive it from the back end using the parameters, or in this case the controller tags. In this case, you could create ladder logic to change a variable here if you like, or if you would like, you can keep them all separate into two different tag structures in this case. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's create two separate tag structures now in this case. So what I'm going to do is I'll go ahead and save this off, and I'm going to create one for one sign and one for the other sign, just to show you again concepts. So if we go in here and we go to edit tag, and then we create sign02, and you would do the same thing, LED sign, and then now basically you would have to then at this point create all of this information again, but only for sign number 2. So in this case, this would be O2. This would be, you know, an A if you don't want this. If you want the sign to restart, the file name would be A, and then the text message would be, you know, message for sign 2, let's say. And then nothing for those messages. Font color would be 0 or 0. Maybe the color would be 0 on this. And alignment would be F or fill. Attribute would be 0. And we don't have to fill in anything else at this point. We can just leave this all kind of the same there. So now we have that created. And then on the ladder logic side, we could just copy and paste this down here. And then in this case, we do have to create a new tag for the second one. So let's say sign02 tag, and then we'll just right click on it and say new, and it creates a new tag structure. And we'll create a new toggle bit for this one. So this case there. And then once again, we have to go through and update all of the mappings on there, because now we're not mapping to the first tag, we're mapping to the second tag. So let me go ahead and do that for all of these. Okay, now that we have all of that pre-filled out, we're going to go ahead and leave the second one mapped to the same master module. And that's because sign02 is a slave of sign01. So we actually need to go through the very exact same HMS Anybus communicator device in this case. But we are using two separate tags here. Okay, so now that this is valid, we'll go ahead and download that to the PLC, and then let's go double check our controller tags. Now that we have sign01, this is going to the first sign. There's our hello world, and then our goodbye, and then we have the O2, which is going to sign number 2, and this is our message on that as well. So let's go to our ladder logic, and in this case we want to go ahead and enable message 1 with no formatting, and on this one here we're going to send message 1 with no formatting as well. So on this one here shouldn't really do anything different, it's the same, and then we'll go ahead and send the second one, and then it sends its message for sign number 2 on there. And again, you know, this could send the same if we want, hello world up there on that. So now we have basically 2 function blocks, one dedicated for each sign independently. And again, this is not exactly how you have to do it, but again, this is sort of an application video to show you how you would utilize multiple signs and how to use multiple function blocks, or if you want to use a single block and then only change the sign address here. Now what's interesting as well is because the sign protocol supports you know, multiple signs, if we wanted to send the same message to all signs, we could change this address to 00, and we're just going to do this just for the fun of it. And then now, since that's the first sign, we can toggle that, and it goes and updates all the signs to the same message. So all the signs that are slaves on the network, if you choose a sign address 00, will then send your message to all of the signs. So in this case, if we go ahead and enable the text formatting, which was the bigger font and the green letter and the hello world, let's do that again. Now all the signs should turn to the same message. It should be the same font, the same color, everything like that. So because we went ahead and chose that we wanted to send it to 00, which is all of the signs. Okay, so that really kind of wraps up this application video on understanding multiple signs and addressing and how to utilize that in your PLC programming, and what the differences are and what your options are as far as how to utilize the block to send signs to different either one sign, 2 signs, or all the signs in the factory. With our current setup, as stated, that we're using a master AnyBus. We basically have this set up here. We have a multi-sign connection, we have one IP address, and then we're slaving from the first sign to the next sign, and then we have this set for address 1 and this set for address 2 on our signs there. So thank you for watching this application video, and we'll continue on making more videos as we see fit. Thanks.